right, we're on. Hey guys, this is Mark from Newsweed. I'm sorry for my my hoochie shorts and my kind of halfway videotaping, but this is how Newsweed operates. So, you know, we're a small company and we like to meet up with people. Like this young lady who is making her way through the marijuana industry by being a chef and provider of some delicious goods.
Yes, all assortments. So I do.
Wait, let me know what your name is.
I'm Lindsey. Oh, I'm sorry. I am Lindsey. I am the owner, LLC, of the Culinary registration of Let's Bake already. I'm an edible girl.
Okay, great.
I am a pothead through and through. I am a weed fanatic. I am an enthusiast. Bake with it, smoke with it, cook with it, do everything with it.
Right.
There's so much.
Where did you grow up?
Rahway.
You grew up in Rahway.
Grew up in Rahway, born
Okay.
in Rahway Hospital.
Right, so
Born and
Rahway,
raised.
New Jersey. New Jersey is pro cannabis now.
Yes.
It's legal, and there are people like Lindsey. Did you go to Rahway High School?
Yep.
Went to Rahway High School.
Went to Rahway High School, graduated. Went to school for medical assisting, so I've been in the medical field since 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And then back in 2020 is actually when I started all of this, right here in Mom's kitchen. Do you mind if I go into
I don't mind.
So my father actually, he had a bout of medical problems. He had seizures, he fell in the shower, broke his back, couldn't walk. This was all right at shutdown.
Right.
So
We shut down during
like pandemic,
COVID.
like
Oh,
during
pandemic.
Yeah, so this is like
2020.
yes, this is back in 2020.
Okay.
I was just starting out with this.
And then what kind of work did your father do?
He owned and operated an antique shop out there, so
Okay.
they were shut down immediately.
Okay.
So they were a family-owned business, so it was shut down.
So you come from a family of business owners.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My brother's a business owner. My father's a business owner.
What does your brother do?
My brother does. He does TV mountings. He does a lot of
He's a
things.
contractor.
Yeah, I'm like
Okay.
he dips his hands into everything.
Okay.
So he's he's all over the place.
All right. So when your father got injured,
That was so we had to. They wanted to have him on oxy for the recuperation process and all of that, and we as a family, because he also has medical conditions of congestive heart failure, diabetes, high blood pressure. So all of these things combined, he loses his appetite, he doesn't drink much. All of these combined sent him into a seizure.
oh boy.
And he was in the shower. So he dropped straight down, broke his back. He doesn't remember anything. He woke up 4 days later in the neurotrauma ICU. We were finally able to get him out. And thankfully in Pennsylvania, the medicinal part of marijuana was already legal.
Right.
So we were able to get him registered. But the thing is that he can't smoke because he has
Right.
congestive heart failure. So
Right.
this is why I do all this. Some
Right.
people just don't like to smoke.
So you figured you'd give him a dosage in a different method.
Exactly. So we tried with dispensary first.
Mm-hmm.
He tried doing just tinctures under his tongue with just oils. Didn't affect him. And he's just like, I'm paying these prices and I'm not getting any benefit.
Okay.
So
you're off. You're not in the dispensary. You're
No.
on the side.
I am on the side.
Okay.
I am on, so I am a micro business owner, maker, manufacturer. So I have a lot of the licenses, so to speak, on my side, especially because being a female as a micro business owner,
Right.
we are in the minority.
Woman-owned minority business.
Exactly.
Right.
So that all comes into play in my favor. And as soon as when I started, getting back to that, I sent him just regular gummy edibles.
Right.
He hated the aftertaste.
Right.
So I was like, all right, well, we've got some time. I was still working full time. We never shut down, so I worked straight through the pandemic, but we had downtime.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. Started doing research. Okay. I gotta figure out some way to get THC into this man
Right.
without him smoking, because he can't.
Right.
He doesn't like
The gummies.
the gummies. He doesn't like the aftertaste.
So you decided to invent a new product or to disrupt the industry by
Yeah.
coming up with your own product.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, going back on your own understanding of marijuana and THC. When was the first time, how old were you the first time you used?
18.
18.
And I'm
Okay.
33.
And you're 33 now. And it made you feel good?
I am a person who suffers from anxiety, from OCD, so it is very helpful in assisting with meds, being off meds, in addition to meds.
Do you feel that it's not right that people that just want to get high use it?
No, to each his own. People drink alcohol because they want to get drunk.
Right. Okay.
So why not smoke to get high?
So it's not only the medical side.
Not always.
It could be so people can
Absolutely.
get your edibles
Who
to
do
just want to
absolutely
catch
they just
a
want
buzz.
to exactly relax. They're not smoking. They don't like drinking, or they do a combination. And not everyone loves smoking. Not everyone loves even a vape. If some people
Well,
just
smoking has a detriment to it can affect your lungs.
amongst many other things. It's just there's so it's just like you have people who don't like smoking. You have people who can't smoke because of health conditions, COPD,
Right.
or congestive heart failure, asthma. Any one of these things are
Right.
going to prevent you from
But
smoking.
the patient should talk to a doctor
Absolutely.
and then
Before
ask if they can
if
use
they're healthy
THC
enough, right? Of course.
to supplement their pain condition
Absolutely.
with THC.
Absolutely.
So how do you extract the THC?
So I take I infuse, and I like when I tell you I started in mom's kitchen. I
What was the exact process?
decarbing first. So
How did that happen?
So I get shake and lay it out on aluminum foil,
Okay.
bake it at about 240 degrees for 40 minutes.
Right.
I split that up into
When you say
Wait.
shake,
just
The
not a
marijuana.
whole just
Right.
not like a whole bud.
right?
That's like the term we use out here.
There's
It's-
people watching that don't know that.
Right, so it's
So
just like
shake.
shake is just like your extra buds at the bottom that you collect that
Okay. All
people
right.
don't want to necessarily smoke because they want buds.
So you get taking the residue of
Right.
of what's normally smoked
And it's
and you're
consum-
baking it. and
correct.
It's
So-
called shake.
Correct, and then I decarb that, which activates the cannabinoids in the THC, and then I take that, I weigh it out, I put it into two separate glass containers, use a double broiler,
Mhm.
and sit there for
Stir
an
it.
hour and stir it
With water or with
with oil,
oil? What type of oil?
olive oil, vegetable oil.
Olive oil, vegetable oil. So you need an oil substrate
Absolutely.
to extract
You
from.
can use anything. You can if you want to do a tincture, you can use like an Everclear. I haven't gotten
and
into
Everclear the alcohol.
the alcohol, correct.
Okay.
And I haven't personally done that yet, but that is something that I do want to further get into.
That seems like it would have a more potent.
And it's just a little bit differently. Like you would be able to kind of like drop it into something versus eating an edible or
Okay.
something of that nature. So if you had tea or something at the end of the night, and you said, I don't want, I'm not really feeling an edible. I don't want to smoke.
Right.
I
You
just
add
want
it.
to.
Right.
You just drop it in, and
Okay. Cool.
that's that.
So, question I have for you: how many different products do you have?
I have 2, 4, 6.
Okay. And you feel you can support yourself in this business?
I've been doing it for 2 years.
You're doing it for 2 years. So, what is your revenue? What are your sales per year?
Oh boy.
Are you
So-
$1 million?
No. I'm still small business. I'm still bottom of the barrel. I realistically just started I won when I won the East Coast Culinary Cannabis Cup.
Right.
Right before that is when I decided to when everything was becoming legal and all of that, I looked into lawyers. I retained a lawyer, retained an accountant. So now,
Which is expensive.
right. But just getting into the the accounting and actually saving and seeing part, because I'm just becoming.
But you're able to make a living.
Oh yeah, I mean, I also work a
Oh,
full-time
oh,
job.
okay.
Like
So-
this is not my sole.
Okay.
I work in the medical field 5 days a week, and this is my
Okay,
business.
so this is a side
Correct.
business that brings
That
a
I'm
little
hopefully-
income into
Right.
the family.
Absolutely, and I'm hoping, the hope obviously, is to grow larger, open up something someday, be able to please the people. But there are baked goods there is nothing in New Jersey sold dispensary wise that has an expiration date on it, so to speak. So you can't have brownies, baked goods.
Oh, so they don't allow expiration dates. So, are you operating within the state's guidelines?
Correct. So that's why I immediately retained a lawyer, or multiple lawyers, because I was just like, you know what, I've been doing this. It was obviously a process. I was like, I needed to be solid for X amount of time before the thought of
Right.
moving anywhere or advertising or
Right.
posting or anything.
So there's not enough income currently because you're doing illegal work.
Right.
Right now you're in an exploratory.
I know when I say zoning, I'm 3 houses from zoning wise to be able
Right.
to be commercial.
I got you.
I can sell from here, like this is base. But until I get the micro license to do but once you get the micro license, you then have to get lab testing and all that
Do you
involved.
feel that the state is being fair with you?
I think that we have taken a long time to get to where we are, but I think that the way that it has been produced and the way that it has gone down, so to speak, it needed the time.
It needed the time. So you think that the government is doing the right job?
Correct. I think that with that, I mean, it's like, yeah, we took a long time, and it sucked for a long time not being able to do these things.
How many women in your business are there? Many or few?
I know quite a few. I only know myself as a edible baker.
Okay.
I'm really the only person as far as edible wise that I know
Okay.
that,
That's
produces
producing.
and right. Like I know people who I can call and say, hey, like, can you make me an arepa? And they can do it, but it's not something that's always readily available.
How big
My
an
products are.
investment would you need from an outside source to get your business going? Have you done a plan?
Very little. We really haven't gotten to that, just because like I said, I've gone very slow and just gone very just trying to be conservative
You're
about
methodical.
it. Yeah, like I don't want to
Right.
reach for too far and get myself into a hole that I may not be able to get out of, but you never know until you try.
Right.
So that's why I started with my LLCs. I have my registration. So now the next step is to hopefully, obviously, get more
Right.
customer base revenue. Hopefully dispensaries will finally. I'm the only person who around here who can offer edibles,
Baked goods.
exactly, baked goods in an edible fashion.
Right.
Of
And you have a
baked
very
good.
limited amount of THC at any time. You have a very limited amount.
No, I
You only create what you need.
correct. I mean, I create.
So from your legal small amount of marijuana that you have and the shake that's left over, you're 100% legal, and you can
in every fashion.
Right, and then you can take that THC, which is a residue, and make your baked goods, which is limited at this point because you'll really need an investor, a storefront.
Correct.
And what is your brand name?
Let's bake already.
Let's Bake Already. Okay. And are you going to try to trademark that?
Well, that's what I've registered it with the state of New Jersey. That's the whole point of, like, that's why I have the LLCs. We're in the process of trademarking everything and doing all that. But as of right now, if in the state of New Jersey, if someone were try to use Let's Bake Already, not a chance. It's
Okay.
mine.
Okay.
I own it.
All right, good. So it seems like you're right at the ground floor right now. You want to be able to make a living, and you want to do it legally so you don't get harassed.
Never. Yep, exactly.
How do you feel about the taxation situation?
It's going to be hard. As of now, well, I have, like I said, I haven't. But as soon as I decided to actually go live and legit and all of that, and get my licenses, I have an accountant also. So
They're going to handle that.
Yeah, I don't do numbers.
So they'll file your taxation
Exactly,
papers
yes.
and so forth. Okay.
Everything is. Like I said, I was very hesitant from the start, just because it's something that you have to be very consistent with. It's not, consistency is key. Consistency is key in life and in everything that you do.
Right. Well, as many artisans are, they're very good at producing a product, but not the greatest at administrative tasks. If you were to get your business going year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, let's say 5 years down, right? So you're going to be 39 at that point, correct?
38.
38, I'm sorry.
Just turned 33.
Okay, you're going to be 38. How much revenue, that's a total amount of sales, not profit, but how much revenue do you think that you can do?
In 5 years, I mean, I'm hoping it. Oh, man.
These are numbers that you're going to have to figure out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
Oh, no.
I'm a businessman for a long time.
Yeah, see, I'm terrible with numbers. That's why I have an accountant.
Well, how much money do you want to make a year, 5 years from now? How much profit?
I would love to make $200,000 or $300,000.
$200,000 or $300,000 in 5 years. So you're going to forecast out how much revenue that is. What's the profit margin you feel you can maintain after, you get a place, a storefront, and doing mail order? I guess you can do.
So I can do.
Can you sell in other legal states baked goods?
No, I can only sell in New Jersey. I can only sell in New Jersey.
So for the audience, before they get tired of me asking stupid questions, how do they contact you? You have a phone number?
I have a phone number, and I have, I can just turn around. Everything's on the back of here.
Sure.
So I have.
Okay,
I'm like, that's terrible.
I'll read it for you. Turn around. I'll read it for you.
All right.
Here, just stand up and I'll read it. Okay, so this is Let's Bake Already at yahoo.com, 732-587-5611. And Lindsey, which happens to be my daughter's name as well, will help you, and she'll maybe make a sample for you.
I'm happy to hear from everyone.
And maybe maybe there's an investor out there that wants to come in and invest in Lindsey, a young lady that's ambitious and has the skill, and help her out. And she may need a business advisor, which would be if there was someone out there that just wanted to donate their time right now, because she's a young entrepreneur, and advise her, or even a few people, I think that you should contact her. The marijuana industry is complicated. There are many forces in the marijuana industry. For one, you have the state, which has regulations. Then you have the building departments, which have regulations. Then you have various groups that may be concerned, whether it's children's groups for around schools and so forth. Or I understand today, I spoke to a veterinarian yesterday that said she's concerned with animals getting into edibles. And she's been seeing a lot of dogs and cats actually coming to the hospital that have eaten some edibles. And they get very sick from marijuana. So it's interesting. How do you feel about that? How will you package this for safety?
So, realistically, I will have a package. I will vacuum seal. So, realistically, animals are animals. They're gonna, if they want to get it, if it's in a garbage can or something of that nature. I've had dogs, they tear up my garbage, they get into stuff, and as humans. Are
you thinking metal tins or something like that?
Yeah, probably at some point once I get there. But definitely vacuum sealing. I obviously they can tear through that, but it's kind of also at adult discretion. Keep out of reach of children. Keep out of reach of your animals.
Right.
You have to think. You have to be conscious about that. Okay. Whether you're drinking or.
Right.
You're
so
not
you have to have the onus is on the user, but eventually the state may come in and say it's got to be childproof.
Understood.
Like medicine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So
and if I get there, once we get there, 'cause I'm sure it will be.
When you get there.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll get into it. I will figure it out just like I have figured everything else out.
Okay.
I have, I will take whatever legal precautions I have to, whatever safety precautions I have to, in order to keep everybody safe and everyone happy and just.
Well, fortunately, you're making a living in the medical industry.
Yes.
Doing medical billing, and eventually you'll get some income from the marijuana industry, and you'll bake goods and people will enjoy them. And just like your dad, people that don't like gummies or other people.
The testimonies I get are insane. People who have had COVID,
right,
who haven't been able to sleep for months, and they're they can't smoke because of the coughing. There's so many different people that are just like my baked goods, and it's like grandma's recipe. I don't know what I don't necessarily. I say this with like a grain of salt, and I say this like in quotations. It's like grandma's recipe. Like you don't know what exactly she puts into that, but no one can ever duplicate.
Right.
Yeah, like no one can ever duplicate.
Right. Well, you can copyright the recipe.
Right. Exactly.
All right. So here's the next question I have. You're taking THC from the shake, right? How do you make sure that the THC is equally distributed throughout the baked good?
So once I decarb it, I infuse the oil. I scale it. So I weigh each every batch of oil I do.
Whatever.
Yeah, I weigh each thing out, and I every batch gets the same exact amount of oil. It is all. It's not like you just take it.
Right.
It's like a Snapple. You take it out of the fridge, you shake it up, you make sure it's all. Everything is.
So you have a way to quality control.
There's a method to the madness.
Yeah, you have a quality control so that somebody doesn't eat this part of the cake and get wiped out.
Exactly. That is.
They're going to have an equal amount of THC.
Absolutely, and that's my biggest thing. That's why it took me so long to get to LLCs and the confidence to be able to get my my name out there, my face, and all of that, enter into the Culinary Cannabis Cup, and think that there might be a chance that I win.
Right, and you did.
I did.
Yeah, you did. Were you pleased with the competition? Yeah. Did you feel the other competitors were pretty good?
Yes, I was up against tough competition.
Right.
I am grateful, I am happy, I am blessed for the win and all of that. But the competition was the competitors, they were top notch.
Great. Well, you know how to get in touch with Lindsey. She gave us some information, but she will not give us her recipe, and she shouldn't, because she is #1 in the New Jersey Cannabis Cup, that East Coast Cannabis Cup, that was put out a short while ago, and we're just happy to be sitting in her backyard.
Yes.
Because this
where
is
it
the
all
ground
began.
floor. We're next to her garage, so just like those people that invented things in a garage, she's doing things in her garage. So it's exciting. 3 cheers for Lindsey, and thank you very much for listening to Newsweed.com.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I hope you guys order from me and get all out there, and we'll get all together.
Give her some business. She's working with an attorney and an accountant.
Yes, I've got everything is legal. Everything is up to par, up to every state law, up to every individual law.
She'll be sending in her sales tax as soon as she gets some business.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Oh, you kidding me?
Nothing recorded.